Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the MyLowe's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Trying to lose weight? It's time to try Hers. At forhers.com/4u, you can access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss treatments tailored just for you. These include oral medication kits or compounded GLP-1 injections. Through Hers, pricing for oral medication kits start at just $69 a month for a 10-month plan when paid in full upfront. No hidden fees, no membership fees. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hers brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. Reach your weight loss goals with help through Hers. Get started at forhers.com/4u to access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss plans. That's forhers.com/4u, forhers.com/4u. Paid for by Hims and Hers Health. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions at forhers.com apply.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Let's Chat Reality. I'm Michael.
And I'm Molly.
And we today have for you a week of Big Brother that we will not soon forget to talk about. Molly, how would you describe when this past couple days in particular of Big Brother? Interesting? Memorable?
I'd say a lot of turmoil.
Yeah.
It's unexpected and just sad overall what's going on.
Yeah, very, very sad is maybe the word, but we are not sad. To introduce our guest for today, he has amassed over 115,000 subscribers on YouTube by creating videos on various BB-related topics, such as most screwed over players that may be getting an update after these last couple days. We have Ethan Doyle, aka Ethanimale. Ethan, how are you?
I am doing good. I mean, this week in Big Brother, it was definitely one where there's a lot to talk about. Unlike, news outlets, not all press is good press. This is not one of those times for me where it's great everyone's talking about Big Brother, but it's not for the right reason. So we definitely have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do. But before we get into that, we always like to start off our podcast when we have new guests on by getting your reality TV origin story. So, was there a specific episode or a specific show that you remember that just kind of got you into this reality TV world?
Yeah, so my parents are big Survivor watchers, or they used to be at least. They first tried to get me to watch, I think, South Pacific. I watched one episode. I couldn't wrap my head around this guy being named Coach. It was confusing to me. I was like, is he like the tribe's coach? Like, what's going on? So they're like, okay, you know what? Like, we'll try again next year. So then they try again for Survivor Philippines. And this time I understood it. I got it. I loved it. And then eventually, I don't even remember which one actually got me into Big Brother. But I know I watched like one episode of Big Brother 15 at one point, and then when Hayden Moss was on Survivor Blood versus Water, those both kind of like got me at least familiar with it. And then it was week 4 of Big Brother 16 where I was just scrolling through channels. I landed on that one. I saw like Zach Rance in the diary room, and I have not really missed any Big Brother since then. It was kind of just like, as soon as I got my foot in the door, I was hooked.
It was Brittany Martinez eviction week that got you hooked.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. So then how did you end up starting the YouTube channel? What got you started with that?
Yeah, so for a while, probably in like 2020 and 2021, Peridium was like my favorite YouTube channel because nobody else was really making those types of videos about Big Brother and Survivor. And I was doing like my own like I would stream on Twitch a little bit, but I would just be playing video games or stuff like that. And then I just one night I had like a dream that I made a video about 8 minutes straight of Big Brother facts, and I woke up and I was like, why not try that? That turned into 24 minutes straight of Big Brother facts. I uploaded it. It did really good to start. I mean, I didn't do like that good, but for me, it did great. And I was like, whoa. And then I just kept making videos, and people kept watching and coming back. It was great. And now I'm here. I just never stopped.
Yeah. Well, I personally am a huge fan of the YouTube channel, so I'm very glad that you started it. Giving me a lot of entertainment over the years. And are there any topics that you have not done yet a video on that you are hoping to do one day?
I mean, there are so many topics. That's the thing where every year I get to the start of a Big Brother season, and I'm like, how am I going to come up with like 25 new video ideas? And then we get to the end of the season, and I'm just like, I have too many ideas now. There's so many things, and I think the main thing that I would like to do more is just covering more like story videos of people, not necessarily like people that have won, but just like noteworthy figures or like the best to never win. I really like deep diving and telling these stories. So lucky for me, there's like 300 Big Brother players to choose from.
Yeah.
So I have no shortage of content.
Yes, there are. Well, this season we got 16 new ones to talk about that you can add to that list.
Yeah.
So what have your thoughts so far? We'll say before these last couple of days.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the season so far?
Yeah, we're going to pretend like this is last Wednesday or last Sunday, we could even say. I was just really high. I think it might have even been last Sunday. I made a tweet and I was like, this is my second favorite HD season, only behind 26. I thought Big Brother was like actually trending in a really good direction.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. I love how unpredictable this season has been. I could do with maybe a couple more people with better gameplay, but at the same time, like as long as everyone is, shooting themselves in the foot, like it's a pretty fair playing field. So I was really, really high on it until
we weren't. Yeah, I think like it depends what you're watching Big Brother for. Like I feel like if somebody is just looking for strategy and gameplay and evolution of the game over the years, this might not be the season for you. But I do think that just entertainment wise, chaos wise, like it's again, before this last go, it's been really, really a fun ride. Super unpredictable, which is what I love about Big Brother.
Yeah, I'm definitely a chaos guy. Like that's what I like watching for. I love the drama and the unpredictability and the bigger moments.
Yeah, I am too. We'll watch Survivor for the strategy. Well, let's go into this past week then. So where we left off after last Sunday's episode, let's talk about Mickey for a second, because we pick up here after Keanu's nominations of Morgan, Mickey, and Vince, with Morgan being his target. Morgan and Vince were both worried that they would end up being the ones evicted here, but Mickey not so much. She was not only confident that she would stay, but so confident that she even considered keeping the nominations the same if she had won the power of veto. So, Molly, what were your thoughts on when you heard her say that?
I was so shocked. I was like, does Mickey know what she's even saying right now? Like, why would she think she's safe? And also, why would she not, even if she had a power to take herself off, she wouldn't want to do that? Like, that just made no sense. And, I mean, goes to show how we don't have very good game players in this season. But I feel like this just was not the right thought process for Mickey.
No, Ethan, it says so much that her doing this would not have even been the worst move of the season.
It really does say something, doesn't it? Like, it is really, really fascinating that I can look at Mickey and how she is so, or like the game she thought she was playing was not at all the game that she was actually playing. And it's crazy that like, she might not even be like in the bottom 2 worst players of like this season, or of like people still in the house at that point. Like the bar is so low. It is crazy how low the bar has been set.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just Mickey, I feel like started off so strong, and that's why I think I'm so disappointed in her, like
Yeah.
in the game that we've seen from her. Because going into this, and for the first couple weeks, we were like, she's running the house. Like she and Morgan were gonna
Hmm.
be like this just power duo that would just dominate the whole season and be like our Dan and Memphis, our Derek and Cody. Like it just felt like, oh, there was so much potential there, and then week three, she or whatever week that was when she nominated Jimmy, it was just like the
Yeah.
balloon just popped and all the gameplay was just sucked out of her. But
It really
let's then,
was like two different stories. The first four
yeah,
weeks and her last 4 weeks.
it really, really was. Well, the next day after noms, Keanu decides that Vince has learned his lesson by being nominated, but doesn't actually want him to go home. So he wants Vince to be taken down by whoever wins the veto. Ethan, HOH is nominating their allies has really been a trend this season that we've seen.
Yeah.
And what do you feel like? Do you feel like Keanu nominating Vince in the first place was the mistake here, or him now wanting to take him off the block is the mistake?
I mean, I think both are mistakes. I think
Yeah,
you need to kind of pick your lane and then or what's the saying? Like you've made your bed, now lay in
laying
it.
it.
He needed
Yeah,
to do that. He can't be like, okay, like I want my cake, I want to put Vince on the block, and I want to eat it too. I want him off the block. Like pick one.
right.
I definitely don't think he should have nominated him. However, this is just like a broader thing. Like I just don't think with the blockbuster in play, you should, unless you really need to, which you know what, Keanu is kind of someone who might need to win some of these competitions, but I just don't think you should be winning these. You're going to have to nominate so many people. And in a season where everyone's nominating their allies, I guess that's just the trend that has been set, where Keanu's like, okay, I'm just going to nominate Vince to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, it's wild. But it's so crazy how the blockbuster really has like I mean at this point it's what top 10. So it's like you are nominating potentially almost half the house if you win
Mm-hmm.
HOH, and it really does, Molly, kind of make me think like at this point is unless you really think you're in danger, is it really worth it to make that many enemies?
No, I definitely don't think so. I mean,
Yeah.
especially now he's saying he learned his lesson. Like, what lesson besides the fact that you just couldn't trust him anymore? Like, you didn't really need to put him up there, and to get him to understand like what you wanted from him. But I mean, it was just Keanu's doing, and you never know. As we were saying, it's very unpredictable.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Vorgan, aka Vincent Morgan. They have gotten increasingly close after the past couple weeks. Vince's girlfriend of 7 years outside the house, Kelsey, has unfollowed him and made some comments about how hard it has been to watch him and Morgan together. Now, Vince denied having romantic feelings for Morgan in the DR in Wednesday's episode, but we'll start with Molly. Do you think that he's telling the truth there?
I don't think so. I mean, you see the way that they're spending time together and their long hugs and everything. I don't believe it. I think he's just trying to cover his like obviously he knows it's reality TV. It's going shown broadcasted everywhere, so it's like, well, I don't want to be seen as a cheater, but like obviously he's crossing the line for sure.
Yeah. Ethan, what do you think?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, he definitely, from my perspective, he's like they are so infatuated with each other. And obviously, like being in the house where you don't have anybody else, you have nothing to do. Like it's a recipe for sparking up these romantic feelings for people. And I do feel like it could be in Vince's head. It might be so easy where he's like, as long as I just stay in the diary room, that like, of course I'm not into her. Like in his head, he could be like, okay, all of his bases are covered. He has Kelsey back home. As long as he's not like actively cheating on her inside the house, like I could see how in his head he's like, yeah, what I'm doing is fine. But there's definitely a magnetism between the two that it's just so weird. Like I can't
Hmm.
believe that it actually is a thing.
I know. I feel like we've seen so much of Vince that I can picture the conversation that he's gonna have with Kelsey outside the house, where he's just like, "No, like what?
Mhm.
I wasn't cheating with you. Like I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm the worst." Like, you can just see it. I can just
Yep.
picture it,
Oh
word for word
yeah,
in my
you nailed that.
yeah. Do y'all think that they're gonna actually be a couple outside of this? Like, will they be an official couple when they leave the house?
I don't think so.
And
Yeah.
him and Morgan, not him and Kelsey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think
Okay.
so.
No. Okay. I don't think so either. I really don't. I think that he'll want to. I think that when he and Kelsey don't work out, I could see him trying to make it happen. I don't think that Morgan's going to be into him. Once this is such a like a unique environment that I
Hmm.
think as soon as she's kind of back with her family in her normal life, I don't think anything's going to happen between them really.
Yeah.
But we will see. We will definitely find out in just a few weeks when they are out of the house. But let's then talk about the veto comp. So Kelly and Lauren are picked to play along with Keanu, Morgan, Mickey, and Vince. And we see Angela Murray from BB26 comes out as a special guest here. The competition is to stack 35 puzzle pieces shaped like a charcuterie board, of course, and press the buzzer before Angela's attackers knock them down at predetermined times that get longer each round. Molly, what were your feelings seeing your BFF Angela Murray and back in the house, and what did you think of this competition?
Yeah, it was great to see her. I met her in Dallas for the premiere, so that was fun to see her now back on our screens. And I felt like this veto comp was actually really fun. I mean, obviously bringing back the theme of the charcuterie board and having those flashbacks of seeing last season. I thought that was a fun aspect of the episode. But and just like a puzzle, it was actually close also because you got to see like a lot of them actually trying, and you couldn't really tell who was going to win it each time, and always people getting knocked down also. But I thought it was a pretty fair competition overall, just to see who could win this veto and come out on top.
Yeah, I think my only problem with the comp was that it felt like everything that happened before the commercial was pointless because it was just like there wasn't like a progression of you could see like, oh, this person's getting closer or whatever, because it just kept getting knocked down, and then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, now we're completely starting over. So it's like, okay, well, the first like 10 minutes of this comp were kind of pointless. Ethan, now you're obviously our BB historian here. I feel like I can't think of a time like super recently when we've had like a past house guest come back.
Yeah. I'm trying to like to host a competition. You're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like trying to think, and I know like the first ones that come to my head. It's like I know in season 20, Rachel came in to host a comp. I know Tyler came in to host one in 21, and I'm trying to think like did anyone come in for 25? I'm not
I don't remember
sure.
anyone. Did Taylor? Maybe Taylor did,
That would
but
have been like
I
my
don't.
first guess, but I don't know if that necessarily
Maybe it was
happened.
COVID times, and so
Yeah,
like they
I know
weren't
like
necessarily
COVID did
like,
have like
yeah, yeah. Because
it
I'm
was
just
like
thinking like,
technically Dr. Will in All Stars
oh, that's
2, but like
right,
he
sure,
didn't like he just came and said hi and then
yeah.
wasn't really there.
Right. Because I'm just like, it does seem like it's rare enough that I feel like them bringing back Angela is really a testament to me that, like, Angela's going to come back. And so, like, they're going to
I
use
hope so.
her
I love
for something
Angela.
here. Yeah, I do too. And it gives me hope that they're going to really think of her when considering any type of All Stars
Hmm.
season that may
Yeah,
come in the future. So happy about that.
me too.
But Morgan ends up winning the veto here. Obviously, she was the target, so this was a very important comp for her to win. And after she wins here, Rachel has an idea. Because she's concerned that it might be her or Ashley getting on the block. And so she pitches this idea to get Keanu to nominate Lauren. Now, Keanu initially rejects this because he views Lauren as an ally who wouldn't put him up on the block, but he then hatches an interesting plan of his own. He wants to convince Morgan to use the veto on Vince, leaving herself on the block. And he would then tell her that he is willing to nominate Lauren, but it would actually nominate Ashley. So Morgan does somehow consider this.
Yeah.
But in the end, she does decide not to do it. It's too risky that she can't guarantee that Keanu would follow through. But Ethan, what did you think of Morgan even considering this plan?
I mean, it's tough because it's not, obviously you don't want to see her considering this. It's like, Morgan, what are you doing? Like, if you even think about not using the veto on yourself right now, like, you're gonna drop so much in my faith rankings. But I think in terms of like, if you're just telling this to Keanu and Vince and being like, oh, I really was considering it, like, that could be a good strategy to like show that you're a team player without giving them too much hope, and then you can still save yourself, and it's like, okay, everyone is happy, I guess. Well, I guess Keanu and Vince aren't as happy, but like, you can still salvage it. But I do think she was legitimately considering it, which is not good.
It's wild. Where would this have ranked for you on bad moves that we've seen this season if she had actually done it?
I mean, it's gotta be worse than Zach not using the veto.
Yeah.
So like,
she's not getting any money out of it.
Worst move of the season for sure. And then on all times, it's probably a top 2, because like, you're you're about to get to jury, where like, that's the place that everyone wants to be. They want to make it to jury, and then you use the veto on someone else, which just incentivizes people to vote you out, because now if you stay, you have this crazy move of using the veto on someone else and surviving. Like,
yeah,
anytime you do that, you're just putting like a huge spotlight and shining it on yourself, where it's like, hey, look at me, I'm still on the block, and if you keep me here, that's going to be a huge move on my resume. So thank God she didn't do that.
I know, yeah, because I think the worst part of it is that there's just no logical reason for her to do that. Like, Keanu wasn't even giving her any good incentives for doing it. It's like, okay, you'll put up Lauren. Why couldn't you do that if I just used it on myself? Like, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the worst part of it for me if she had done it, but she didn't, so we can move forward with Morgan. But at the veto meeting, Morgan does use the veto on herself, and Keanu nominates Ashley. Ashley then calls out Keanu for telling her that she was safe, as well as calling him a liar and a narcissist. Rachel defends Ashley, also gets into it a bit with Keanu. Molly, what did you think of Ashley's speech here? Do you feel like it was too over-rehearsed?
I mean, I loved seeing the speech as it was airing. I was like, yes, you need to say this, Ashley. But also at times, I guess it does seem like, all right, like, didn't need to be like as dramatic or as long as it was. Like, maybe not, but it seemed like at her, in this moment in the game for her, like, she just needed to get it out kind of also. And just like for her, it was kind of therapeutic, it felt like. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. I feel like some people are going to be like, oh, that was too much, but I thought it was good.
Yeah. Ethan, this kind of rehearsing speeches seems to be a trend this season that we've seen with Jimmy early on, and then now with Ashley. Does that bother you when a kind of moment like this seems to be so overly rehearsed and scripted?
As of now, it doesn't, because I would rather, like, you're trying to put on a show, and I appreciate that, and I don't want to be like, well, you tried, but it wasn't exactly up to my standards, so it was terrible and cringe. Like, I appreciate it. So even if it doesn't necessarily like hit the mark 100%, I'm willing to be forgiving, because you're giving us something.
Yeah, and some of our favorite moments in BB history, or you could kind of say, like, they're rehearsed. Yeah, it just, I guess, more in the modern era, maybe people are seeing that more, noticing it more, but
maybe adding a prop in there is a little too rehearsed, like the sunglasses. But even then, like, then it becomes funny on a different level.
But like the Fruit Loop dingus, there was a prompt or a prop.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
So it's been going back quite a while. But the vote scenarios really were pretty set for the rest of this week. Mickey was going to be evicted against either Ashley or Vince. Vince would have been evicted against Ashley. Ava was kind of the swing vote there, but she really her conversation with Vince did not go super well, so that kind of was pretty set going into it. But Ethan, at any point before Thursday, did you consider the fact that any of these votes might flip, or was it just kind of set in stone?
No, I mean, like, from following along, it didn't seem like anything was going to flip up until, like, not to get ahead of this, but once the person gets evicted and they're like, no, I actually would have voted this way, which I do not believe. But yeah, I didn't really think. I mean, Mickey was the only person that I was a little worried
Yeah.
about flipping because she is kind of unpredictable. Um, or
Yes.
I just wasn't going to be super confident until all the votes were set. But once she was left on the block, I was like, yeah, Mickey's not staying.
Sure. Yeah, so then we do get to the BB Blockbuster. They have to grab balls in a wind machine and put them in the tube in the correct order to match the colors shown on the side of the tube. Vince wins this, leaving Ashley and Mickey on the block. Molly, when Vince won, what were your thoughts?
I was actually pretty happy for him to win this because I was ready to see Mickey go. So I was glad to see that Mickey would stay on the block. But I mean, also then it was good for Keanu, I guess. And his HOS were being like, oh yeah, like, well, my ally did not go home because he was able to take himself off. So it worked out for that scenario as well. But I mean, it kind of makes sense in this kind of competition that Vince was going to win it.
Yeah, I thought Mickey's strategy was pretty good to put the balls in her shirt. She just kind of couldn't get fast enough, but
Yeah.
but I thought she had a pretty good strategy. Maybe if she had actually been trying 100%, maybe we would have had a different outcome. But who knows if she was actually trying?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Mickey is voted out here, a vote of 6-1. Vince was the sole vote to evict Ashley. We still don't really. Do we
Yeah.
know? Has Vince said why he did that?
I have not caught it if he said it.
I haven't either, which it's very strange because you would think that him doing that was going to be to pin that vote on someone, but maybe his plan was to pin it on Rachel?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but Ethan, let's do like just a quick post-mortem of Mickey's game here. Do you think that this eviction kind of traces back to the Jimmy vote? Was there anything that she could have done this week more to save herself?
I mean, that's such a loaded question.
Yeah, it
because
is a loaded question.
Well, there's so much like that Mickey would have to change because like she already just thought that she was safe. So not only would she have to recognize that she isn't safe, but then she would have to like successfully like pinpoint the people that she would need to flip, where I don't think there would be much. I mean, maybe if she like no, I can't think of a single way. I would like on either side. I don't think there's any way that she's gonna get the 4 votes locked in, even if she's like promising her soul.
Yeah.
People just did not really mess with Mickey that much. They were just like, nope. Like obviously, we saw Ava cheering when she lost.
That was
Plus, she's
crazy.
2 feet away, which is wild.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Molly, this just kind of it feels like all of her actions over the past however many weeks, 5-6 weeks since her HOH, she's just kind of chipped away at the trust of all of her allies, and it's like they just don't believe anything she says anymore. And I think that this week it would have. I don't know what she could have done to just erase all of her actions from the past month.
Agreed. Yeah, it was a little too late for all that to happen now, so it kind of just made sense that it would be her. And I feel like because of that, like I wanted to root for her in the beginning, and then because of all the moves she was making, that she like obviously getting Jimmy out, and that was a big one for me. That I was like, okay, now I'm not gonna root for Mickey.
Yeah.
And then obviously more after that too. But I feel like just she couldn't gain the trust of anyone back.
Yeah. Well, then we get another episode of BB Unlocked on Friday with Lance Bass as our guest. Ethan, what are your thoughts on Unlocked as a whole? Because it's been getting some bad press right now. The fans are feeling like that it's causing the live feeds to be down even more than they typically have in the past, so that they can save clips specifically for that show. Do you think that that's something that's actually they're doing, or is it a misplaced anger there?
Yeah, I think it's maybe like a scapegoat. Although I don't necessarily want to say that like Unlocked is 100% guilt free. Like there's definitely a chance that like maybe they're putting the feeds down like a little extra, or like turning off certain conversations and flipping to another because they want something for Unlocked. But like I feel like it's not specifically for that, but it's such an easy thing for the fans to be like, oh, screw this edition, it's this thing's fault. I just like that instead of less Big Brother, at least like episode wise, like Big Brother is doing more stuff. They added this in. They didn't need to add this in.
Yeah.
And I at least like that. However, if this becomes like a staple thing and replaces the feeds, I will never
Oh God.
forgive BB Unlocked.
Yeah, I can't imagine it would replace the feed. Well, I mean, look at Big Brother Canada.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that, but Molly, we've talked a little bit about BB Unlocked in the past, but now that we've seen, I guess, what, 4 or 5 episodes of BB Unlocked now. Kind of what are your thoughts on it as a whole? Do you like it?
I mean, I think there are good parts to it in some ways, but also I don't feel like it adds a ton. Like, it is nice to see like some of those behind the scenes, or like them having the just recently evicted house guests come out and like
Yeah,
talk
I
to
like that.
them. Like, I think that's probably my favorite part. We know Mickey's gonna be blocking Morgan, so that was
Oh yeah.
a fun part. Their friendship is over. But I feel like for the most part, it's just like some fluffer that you can like, if you wanted to still like keep up with Taylor and Derek, like, which I love them. So it's like, it's fun to see them and having them be the host, and then bringing in some celebrities. Sometimes it's fun, like with Lance Bass. But I feel like as a whole, like, I don't want it to be stopping us from seeing live feeds.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't think that they're putting down the feeds more just for that. I mean, I think you might say that they did on this past Friday. Maybe it took longer to get the feeds back than it would have. I don't know. That seems pretty suspicious that they're just having to wait right until it's over. But besides that, no, I don't feel like they're just kind of saving clips for that. I maybe I'm wrong, but I think that Taylor is Taylor is part of our community, and I really feel like she has some sort of pull in, it seems like, giving input for that show, and I just don't think that she would let them do that if she had any sort of say. So I trust Taylor, if nothing else, and I think that it has so much potential unlocked. I don't think that it has unlocked all of that potential, but I do think that if they were to make some edits to it in the future, I think just having it every week, even, I feel like we couldn't gain momentum on it because it was on so rarely and kind of shifting around to like Sunday right before the
Sunday
episode.
One, that's like half the length.
Yeah, it was weird, but I think that if they were to just kind of make it, like, I loved house calls back in the day, and I know that was, I guess, before both of y'all's time watching Big Brother, but I used to love that. It was like just online, live. It would take calls from the fans, and they would have different past house guests on it, and that was so much fun. And I just think that anything kind of like that, I will be a fan of to a certain extent, but I think with some changes they could make it better in the future, but we will see. But let's get into some feed spoilers. So if you are not caught up somehow, if you are a Big Brother fan and have missed what has been going on these past couple days, turn it off now. But otherwise, let's unfortunately get into what's been happening here. So Julie announced at the end of the eviction episode that the house guests would be going to the White Locust. Rumors started to circulate that at first people thought that this was going to be like the outdoor week, like Janky World or the Dire Fest or something like that. But over time, the feeds were down for over 24 hours, and there were a lot of rumors that were coming out that there was some sort of safety chain happening, kind of similar to what we saw in reindeer games with the hamster wheel. And there was a rumor that we would not be happy when the feeds came back. So that, I think, terrified everyone. But when the feeds did return, it was worse than we could have expected, or maybe as bad as we could have expected, when we found out that Rachel was sent home due to that twist. So Ava, it appears, won some sort of competition which allowed her to start the safety chain. She chose Vince, who then picked Lauren, who picked Mickey, and then, who picked Morgan, who then picked Rachel. And Rachel was unable to complete the competition in the allotted time and was subsequently eliminated and sent to the jury house. So, Ethan, it's been a long couple days for the BB community.
It certainly has.
What is your reaction to all of that?
Well, Friday was definitely tough because, like, we go the whole day not knowing. I did learn like an hour before the feeds came on that it was Rachel, which was just like, oh god, like it was like a countdown where I knew the internet was going to explode, and
Yeah.
it was even more fiery than I could have imagined, where I've never seen this much of the community come together. Like when you got Taylor Hale and Andy and Evil Dick all coming together saying the same thing, like that there is
That's a
unity
motley
on
crew.
all sorts of the Big Brother universe. And it just sucks in every way. And I'm super biased, and I'm totally fine to admit that. I probably would not be this vocal if like Kelly lost, but I do think a part of that is just in the sense that like Kelly's been saved by the blockbuster 3 times. Rachel had never been nominated, so it
Yeah.
stings so much more seeing someone go home due to a competition, which shouldn't be a Big Brother thing. Like you should always at least have the vote. And I was very happy to see everybody kind of come together and just voice their despair. It was sad, but it was like I don't know. We were all in the same boat.
Mm-hmm. Molly, what were your thoughts when you saw the feeds come back?
Yeah, I also was very sad to see that, but it was great to also see the community, as what Ethan was saying, of how everyone was just all in support of Rachel and being like, well, this was just totally unfair and bring her back now. Like how the campaign like do a comeback, but obviously
Yeah.
like I don't think it's gonna happen. But I feel like overall, like, yeah, Rachel had been playing such a great game, and it's just sad that this is how she had to be sent home, was just because it wasn't even a vote out, it was just the competition. And now also at jury where she can't go home and see her family.
Yeah.
So it was like worst case for that as well. So it was just sad to hear about it all, but I feel like we were obviously like not that far from the end of the season, so it's like we can get through a little bit, but it's still going to be painful to be without Rachel.
Yeah, no, I mean, I echo everything y'all said. I think that it's just after 15 years of Rachel not being on TV, or well, not being on TV, not being on Big Brother, to have gone from just the excitement on day one of seeing her walk in that red dress. It was just like, oh my god, I never thought that this would happen on a full Big Brother season, honestly.
Yeah.
After she missed All Stars, I was like, okay, maybe she'll come back for like a reindeer games. Maybe they'd even have her on like a celeb BB or something like that. But like, she's a mom now. Like, I just don't know that she'll be necessarily willing to do like a full 83-day season of Big Brother. It just seemed so unlikely. And then to see her, I'm like, oh my god, this is so incredible to watch her on feeds for 2 months. It was just like in 2025, seeing how much she's grown. It was just so much fun every day to watch her. And then for it to be like this, where we didn't even get to like say our goodbyes because we had no possible
Yeah.
way of knowing that this could happen. And it was like, we can't even like really savor those last few hours of feeds of watching her and knowing that there's a potential that she's on the block and could go home. And so it was just like, and I get it to a certain extent of the fact that they saw that we really liked this competition on reindeer games. Like this was a
Yeah.
competition that we all supported. We were like, let's do it again. That was fun. But then not 60 days into a season, like let's, even if it was just like she went on the block or like something like that,
Yeah.
fine. Fine. But the fact that you put in 17 house guests on an 83-day season is not Rachel Riley's fault. Let's, next time you do an 83-day season, let's do 15 or 16 house guests. So you don't have to do a twist like this to get rid of so many people, or do another double eviction or something. Like, why is this your solution?
That's terrible.
But now, to be fair, let's kind of go through what some small, loud minority of the internet has been saying. Ethan, people said, okay, Rachel was saved by twists in BB13. It's the Pandora's box. They helped her out in 13, and it took her out in 27. Some people are saying karma. What would your reaction to be to that?
I mean, I do think that that's not entirely baseless, but it's also like this is a totally different, like, it may have helped her, like, it definitely assisted her, but it's not like, oh, she was on the block about to go home, but then oops, Kalia loses a competition and she's out. Like,
Yeah.
it's not as black and white as that, where Rachel still had to do stuff. It helped her and Jordan survive longer, but Rachel still needed to form bonds the next week. Like, she still needed to, like, do stuff. It wasn't like they just handed her a golden ticket to get to the end. Whereas
Right.
this was just like, here's a competition. If you lose, you're out and nothing matters. And it's like, oh, cool. So, like, none of Rachel's, like, relationships with people like Will or Ashley mattered because
Hmm.
they didn't win a competition either. They were never picked to, like, help her out there. So it's like, yeah, like, I guess if she didn't touch Ava's shoulder or whatever and had, like, a better relationship with Ava, then maybe that could have helped. But, like, other than that, there was no, like, way for Rachel to rely on her previous social game and strategic connections. Flip that. Strategic game and social connections to help her
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Right. No, yeah, exactly. This isn't the challenge. You shouldn't go home from a challenge. I love the challenge. That's not why I'm watching Big Brother. They're two different shows and they need to be two different shows. And yeah, it's tough. But I do hope that over time we can appreciate the extra time that we had with her these 60 days that we maybe didn't expect for so many years, and that we can focus on that rather than the way she went out. And look, I think that her going out this way, never being nominated, never having a vote against her, first, I think that's a BB first besides like day one evictees, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
Ethan.
I mean, it's gotta be.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool that she has a new record that she can have there. But
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's
think that she's gonna
something.
get a lot. I think she's gonna get a lot of opportunities after this, which I think that she's going out on top. People are,
That's
as we
true.
said, like united in her corner, and I really do think that the traitors maybe might have her back season 5. I could see it.
That'd be cool.
House of Villains. I don't know that maybe she's not considered a villain anymore, but
I think that would be a great spot. That's a she would be so good on, just like, she's so good on anything. That's
yeah.
She was
Yeah,
so
and I
good.
think that this is like renewed relevancy for her.
Mhm.
And I think that she is going to have a lot of opportunities, so I hope that she will find some solace in that afterwards at the very least. But yeah, this is a tough way to go out. It really really is. But we have to move on, and we must move on, and so let's get into after what's happened after she left. So Lauren is our new HOH here. So it appears that she won it by getting the fastest time in the safety chain comp. So which basically means that only like 3 people were eligible for HOH.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess Keanu was also. Sorry, I just found this out. Like,
Mhm.
Keanu was eligible to win the HOH as well. Like,
Oh,
if he was
weird.
picked and had the fastest time, he could be the HOH again. From what I read on the Big Brother wiki, like,
Wow.
earlier today while I was at the vote.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
I'm inclined to
Okay.
trust that. But yeah, I was
At
like,
this
whoa,
point.
like, everything about this I hate. Like, not that I
at,
didn't, like, I don't know. It's just so much time. Sorry, what were we talking about?
No, at this point I'm like, okay, sure, fine. Like that's not even like normally we'd be all up in arms about that. And at this point it's like,
Yeah, just like, okay, add it to
okay,
the end of the list, I guess.
sure. Yeah, I'll add it to my complaint list that tends to send to CBS after
Mm.
this. But so she nominated Ashley, Will, and Morgan, with Morgan being the target. The veto comp was BB Comics, which Morgan won. And now the plan is to replace her with Keanu with the intention of taking him out. So, Molly, what are your thoughts on this plan so far?
Yeah, well, Morgan getting another veto comp win is a good one. Because I was excited to see her. I obviously like now, like her and Vince. I'm like curious to see what's gonna happen there. Selfishly, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, not good for Vince's girlfriend back home, but I kind of want there to be some more drama that comes out in Big Brother. So I'm glad that Morgan will be safe. And I'm glad that hopefully it is Keanu as the renom there, and then to take him out because he's been annoying me. But I mean, forever I feel like, but especially now because you never trust him, especially with now Rachel gone. Like Keanu needs to be gone too. So I think that these nominations here would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, Ethan, I think the last hope for some entertainment here is maybe, I guess, to see Vince and Morgan, what's going to happen between them. So, sure, I guess I'm glad that they're both safe now.
Yeah, it's like a weird thing because like I don't want to root for them, but there is the storyline that I'm watching, so it's like, okay, I guess like if we can't have all of the stuff that you took away from us this week, I guess we can keep up with the Vincent Morgan storyline.
Yeah, because I mean, the whole like entertainment with Keanu was to see his frenemy ship with Rachel, and now it's like, okay, now that we don't have them together, it's like, okay, now is there any entertainment left with having Keanu there? So I guess okay. I mean, but
Yeah,
he's kind of the only one left though that I could potentially see as a winner that I don't like hate.
it would be a very interesting story, and this like isn't 100% what we were just like talking about, but it's still about
No,
the
go for
same
it.
thing, but it really highlights like why it is bad to have the blockbuster still in play here, because it's
Yes.
right now like there are definitely plenty of blockbusters that could be very equitable between, if we're assuming Keanu goes on the block, between Keanu, Ashley, and Will. But if it's like anything more on like the physical side, or even like last week's, like from what we saw, Will has not performed that great in either of the blockbusters and most of the competitions. Ashley's performance on Thursday in the blockbuster was also not very good. And then you have Keanu, who seemingly just like wins with his eyes closed. So it's like I've never felt like there's been a more like heavy favorite this season going into a blockbuster than potentially Keanu. So it's like
Yeah.
I can't even be like excited at the idea of like a Keanu blindside and backdoor, because so much of it now could be all for nothing because he just gets a competition that's easy for him to win, and then it's Will and Ashley on the block.
I can't believe we're still doing the blockbuster this week and
Yeah,
next week.
they would
And
remove it.
next week, what are they thinking?
It's crazy.
Big Brother truly does not understand why we like the things that we like. And it's crazy to me because they just saw, okay, last season we liked the AI arena enough and it's like, okay, we're going to give it to you every week. Every chance we could possibly
It's like,
get, we're
that's
going to give
not
it
what
to
we
you.
want. Give it to us
No.
for 5 weeks. If you have to,
Yeah.
I will accept 7.
Yeah.
But definitely don't do it through week 9. Like, are
No,
you
pre-jury,
insane?
fine. Like pre-jury, okay, I get it. Like let's just do it through pre-jury and then as soon as the jury starts, we stop the blockbuster. I'm okay with that because at least it's like there's enough people, people to choose from at that point, and it gives you enough of the season where you can get out people like Keanu or Tucker or whoever is kind of winning those blockbusters week after week. It gives you enough time to get those have a chance to get those people out without having the blockbuster later in the season. But now it's like when are you going to do that? The final 7 we're still doing blockbusters. So it's like
There's no
okay.
chance to backdoor someone anymore.
Right.
Because they'll always have at least one competition to save themselves. Up through Final 7, they have the blockbuster, and then they play in every veto. So it's like
Yeah.
it's actually exterminated the backdoor.
Yeah. And look, I am for those first 5 to 7 weeks, I am a fan of the blockbuster.
Me too.
Like it has given us so many really exciting moments, especially I would say this season, even more than last season. I do think that the blockbuster was even worked out better on a lot of weeks. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that Riley eviction week was the best episode of Big Brother I've ever seen. That was because of the blockbuster. So, I mean, let's take us back to that moment.
Oh,
Can we just
yes,
talk about
please.
that for the next 3 minutes?
Yes. But yeah, Big Brother just has no idea. Like I like ice cream. I like having ice cream for dessert. I don't need to have ice cream for dessert 9 weeks or like 9 nights in a row. I can have it for 5 days and then
Okay,
my tummy
Molly
hurts.
could have it 9
Yeah.
weeks in a row.
I love
Okay, cool. I don't need like too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
No,
It's like
I
my
agree.
dad's favorite
Yeah.
saying, and it's
Yeah.
it is being shown here. I felt like I was the blockbuster's biggest defender, and I'm like disgusted with it in these upcoming weeks because it's overstayed its welcome. It does not feel like I saw the blockbuster as like a nice evolution to the game to start the game off, kind of giving where people oftentimes some of like the more unluckier players in Big Brother history, they're considered unlucky players because you don't have as much time to establish those early bonds, and the wrong person wins HOH because you can only connect with so many people. And if there's 16 people in the house, like there's some people that you're just going to get unlucky with. This acted as like a nice way to counteract that, where it's like, hey, you know what? If you got a really bad draw in the week 2 HOH, like here's a little something to help you until we get to the middle of the game where everyone is much more like found their footing, and then you get like the regular game. But we don't need this at the final set. Well, you know, like people like Kelly and Keanu, like maybe they do need this. Like they're still finding their allies. They're still finding their footing. But
And that's why they're still in the game, because it's like they without the blockbuster, they neither of them would still be here. They are two like classic week 1 evictees who somehow are in the final 8.
Or 8. Is it 8? Oh my god! And Kelly's going to be in the final 7, and there's a blockbuster next week, so she'll be in the final 6.
Oh my god, it's crazy. I don't know. This is really the tale of 2 seasons to me. This is like the pre-jury season. BB 27 is like top 10 season for sure, so if not higher than that. And then the post-jury season 20 BB 27 is just like bottom.
And it's 3? Only been like 3 days, not even.
I know.
And it's like, I hate it. Take it back, please.
Yeah. Like, how could it get? I don't. Unless even if they brought Rachel back at this point, let's just say in some crazy world they locked the gym yesterday because they're planning on putting a Pandora's box in there. Rachel pops out and she's back in the game. I don't even really want to see that at this point. The damage is done.
Yeah, it would feel weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't believe that it was necessarily the plan the whole time. I can see them trying to like, they saw how many people hated this. And like, I've heard that was like a big reason that the feeds remained down on Friday.
Yeah.
And that they were supposed to come back earlier, but because of how it all played out, they were a little more hesitant and took a little bit more time to like figure stuff out. But so yeah, it would be weird if they then were just like, oh, surprise, like she's actually not evicted. Where, I mean, I am rooting for that sort of because I do want it, but at the same time, then it's like, then it feels ingenuine, and I don't know how to. I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, because it's like it would not. That was not the original plan. There's no way, because there's 3 weeks left in the season. Like, there's no way that they're gonna. How are they gonna get through if they bring her back? There's 9 people left. They're gonna do like a quadruple eviction.
I know, like they already need a triple eviction to be on schedule.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, what are they gonna do? So whatever they do, though, if they do bring her back, I hope they do it before they bring her back, so that she'll come back at like final 4 instead of like final 8. You know what I mean? Like, let's give her a better shot.
Yeah, true. Let's do that. Let's give her a few weeks.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, let's go into quickly here the just predictions for the rest of the season. So, Molly, do you have a winner pick at this point? Is there a way that you see, like, pretending that Rachel doesn't come back, let's just say she doesn't. How do you see, I guess, the rest of the season just kind of playing out here?
Yeah, I mean, assuming Keanu does go home, if he ends up not winning a blockbuster, if he's put up, like, then I feel like it's kind of fair game for a lot of these players. Like, I honestly, like, it could be, like, Morgan, maybe Vince or Ashley. They could win. I don't know. Like, no one's like that great at this point. So it's like, well, I don't know what the jury is going to see as their criteria for wanting a winner here. So I feel like anyone who's aligned with Ashley or with Rachel, though, like, they'll get her vote, obviously. So, like, we already know, like, Ashley, Will, Morgan, like, they would get Rachel's vote. But I don't know. In general, like, it's annoying to now watch and be like, I wish it was Rachel, but it can't be now. So I don't know. We'll have to see it. The season's going to be, I feel like, a long 3 weeks, even though it is only 3 weeks left.
Yeah.
It really will be. Ethan, do you have a winner pick amongst this group?
I mean, at the beginning of the season, my winner pick was Morgan. So I think, I mean, I wasn't feeling strong about that a few weeks ago, but she's kind of looped her way back in. And she's not someone that I would, like, I won't hate if, okay. Well, there are some people that could win that I would prefer if they didn't. Morgan is one of the people that I think I could be okay with. Like, I can accept that. I do kind of feel like Vince and Morgan and like Lauren and Cal. Well, okay, Morgan and Lauren are like kind of going for each other. It's a very interesting dynamic because they're like both
Yeah.
Vince's number ones, and they're
Mhm.
both going for each other. So I guess one of them is probably going to be clipped, but I just feel like someone on that side now is going to win because like there's a
Hmm.
very good chance that Ashley goes home this week. And then
Yeah.
who's really like Will and Ava don't, well, Ava's won a couple comps, but it's like them against the rest of the house who are all pretty solid competitors now. I kind of just feel like Morgan or Vince, or it's weird to say, like maybe even Kelly, based off of some of the stuff I've been reading today, where they're like, oh, I would vote for Kelly over Lauren or stuff like that. And I'm like, if Kelly wins this season,
It was so befitting.
it kind of would. Like that
Like,
would be really fitting.
yeah, that feels like the correct winner for BB27. That somehow, some way, Kelly would be our winner.
Yeah.
I
I hope that's not true.
I hope not, but at this point, it's what they deserve. So,
Mm-hmm.
what I don't know anymore, but we will see. We only, as we said, 3 weeks left this season, so it's gonna be a weird ride to the end, but we will certainly be continuing to keep you posted as the rest of the season plays out here. Ethan, thank you so much for joining us
Yeah,
today.
thanks for
This
having me
was
on.
such a pleasure. Where can our listeners find you on social media? Do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you can come check me out on YouTube at Ethanimale. It's really the only place that matters for me. So if you like Big Brother content, I'm assuming you did if you made it this far. So go check that out if you want, and keep watching Let's Chat Reality as well.
Well, thank you for that, and I will say that he is too humble to plug. I will plug his Patreon as well. If you're a fan of Ethan, go check him out on Patreon. Support him. He is incredible and gives us such fun content throughout Big
Thank
Brother
you.
season and off season. So I certainly would recommend that. And yes, well, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And we will be back next week. So take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.